Welcome back to PDC 2020. We are joined by the AIA Colorado Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusiveness co-chairs.
Hi, I'm Witte.
And I'm Ely Merheb.
So, what do you think about conference so far? I know you've got a lot of programs planned, and we'll get to that, but your general impressions of being back in Keystone?
It's been great. I came in last night, so attended the welcome evening, and it's great seeing a lot of the other companies that we work with here, as well as getting to see a lot of our other colleagues, whether they work in our firms or have moved on to other firms. It's been really great to connect with the great architecture community that we have in Colorado. So.
Even seeing in person some of the members of our own committee that we still hadn't had a chance to meet in person, so that was really wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a lot of different programs and interactions for members attending the conference to find out more about your committee and how they can integrate it into their practices. So want to tell us about some of those?
Sure. First, everyone should visit the community bulletin board. We have a few resources there with QR code links so that you can access those resources, and then one of them is a survey that's a continuation of the survey that was done in the conference in 2018 with just some minor updates and just to see how the state of EDI has evolved since then. Then tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we have a peer group meetup at the expo floor, and we'll just be there to answer questions, and we'll also have other references with QR codes to all of these documents that are great for everyone to look at and learn more about EDI. And then at 10:45,
yes, 10:45, we're going to have our panel, and that's where we're going to have the continuation of our 5-question series. Hopefully everyone's been following that on the newsletter. And so we're going to have all of our participants in one room in the flesh, and we're going to kind of continue that conversation with whoever would like to come in and have an interactive discussion back and forth on that.
What are some things people should look for if they're wanting to find resources and they're not at this event?
Is the conference app going to be up after the conference?
Yes.
Or accessible to others? Okay, so in the link to our panel session, we've added several links to different resources. One of them, the very first one, is to the JEDI portion of the AIA website, which is a collection of some of the main resources, and there's videos of past panels that we've put together. And
we also in the newsletter, we've been putting together a guide, little snapshots of the guides to the equitable practice that AIA puts out, and AIA Colorado also kind of has their own version of that. And so that's a really great resource to use. And check out the newsletter because they have a really great, if you've got 5 minutes, click on this link. If you've got, a little bit longer to dive deeper into it. So those are really great resources as well to use with your firms and to help grow.
You've got a big committee doing work in a number of different areas. Want to tell us what those subcommittees are?
You would start with pipeline?
Yeah. So, yes, we do have a lot of committees, and so one of them is the pipeline committee. So they are focused on kind of growing the architecture pipeline in Colorado. It's really interesting that the knowledge about architecture is really small. And in fact, in Denver Public Schools, they have architecture listed under manufacturing. So we're kind of trying to get out there, make this profession known to all different types of students, so they all have an equal opportunity to understand that architecture is a path that they can pursue, and also just trying to level the playing field and trying to get the word out there that you don't necessarily need a full master's degree to be a licensed architect in Colorado. There's many different paths to becoming licensed here.
And then there's also signature programs committee, which works with the awards committee and with the conference committee to organize activities that are JEDI related in those already main AIA Colorado events. And this year we are keeping track of diversity information in firms so that we can have a record and see how the awards are progressing. And then we have the resources committee, which is the one Caitlin talked about, that they put every first newsletter of the month. I can't remember if it's the first.
They're every other.
Yeah. The first newsletter of the month, they put out a section of the Guides to Equitable Practice, and there's a scholarships group that is also looking into putting together scholarships for, again, to support the pipeline. And I hope I didn't forget anyone.
I think that's all. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to get involved in that work, what should they be watching for or trying to get involved in?
Yeah, so I believe the call for volunteers is coming up. My do you know when that is? On the 7th? 16th?
16th of
November? You guys can edit that out. Okay, so November 16th is when the call for volunteers will open up on AIA Colorado's website. And so that is where you can go to sign up for all these different AIA volunteer groups, but specifically, of course, ours will be on there as well. So.
Yeah, and I think referencing the guides and all of these resources and just bringing them to your office as things to look out for and to better the work environment and have the conversations is a great place to start as well.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time with this group because we're a really collaborative group and we have a lot of resources amongst all of us. And what's great is that I can take those types of resources and contacts and take them into my office and in my firm and kind of help spread that EDI knowledge.
So last question, what is something you're hoping to get out of the conference and take back to your offices or even your personal lives?
I know, that's a good question. I am hoping to feel rejuvenated. I think that the pandemic and just kind of being at home all the time and being kind of isolated, obviously we were all isolated for so long. I think it's really good to be in a place where there's so many different people. We're all architects, but we all have different ways of working and different backgrounds, and just to be more inspired, and in turn that makes you more creative as an architect and designer.
Yeah, to be inspired, and it's been great meeting those people. Even I'm a sole practitioner, and I've met a few other sole practitioners during the conference, and there's even talk about starting like a meetup of sole practitioners in Boulder amongst it, which is great to exchange ideas and how we do things. So I think always the connections and the inspiration.
Well, that's Caitlin and Ely, Committee Chair Rockstars here at BDC. Thanks for your leadership.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.